Hi there, and welcome to the first Rockets and Robots Are Go podcast. I'm your host, Andy. With me, I have Rajeev and Chris. Welcome,
Rajeev.
gents.
Thank you for
Welcome.
having us in my flat.
No, not a problem. Alright, so this is the first podcast that any of us have ever done. So things are probably going to be a bit rough, but just bear with us, and hopefully it won't be shit. And you'll come back to watch or hear another one, maybe. So we'll start with a wrap-up of the year that was, 2011. Favourite films, experiences.
You're going to start?
Gents? No, I'll kick it off to you guys and I'll
With Christian
press
go.
the button.
Well, do you want my top 10?
I'll have your top 10.
Okay. Because
In any particular order or?
well, do you want to go 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
Sure, 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Keep up the suspense.
Alright. So a lot of these are film festival films.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tend to see most of my films during the film festival.
As you do.
Number 10, Heartbeats.
That's the new one from the I Killed My Mother fellow.
Mhm.
He's like
Okay.
21,
That's right.
French-Canadian.
Makes me sick.
Talented prick.
I really enjoyed that. Then Tiny Furniture.
Oh, they've never even done.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to a new TV
TV
series.
series. Mm-hmm.
Which will be really good. And then a very, very late entry, The Muppets.
It's true, we
Wow.
saw that together. It was very good.
The Muppets making it. Okay.
Yep.
No, fair enough.
Then Black Swan,
Oh, yes.
because they came
Yes,
out. Yep. The Guard.
That's good.
And then Senna, which was probably my surprise
Wow.
film of the year, because I sort of went into it knowing crap all about the film and the guy
And racing.
and racing. And yet I cried at the end of it. Got really
Emotional.
emotionally
Unusual
invested.
film. Is only archive footage and no voiceover, yes?
Well,
I still
there
haven't seen it
was
yet.
voiceover narration,
yeah.
but there were no talking heads.
No
Yeah.
talking heads, voiceover narration.
Yeah.
I still want to see that. But did it feel like a strange film? Like he was like, I've
Well,
never seen something like
It
that.
was incredibly well constructed.
Especially, yeah.
The
like,
narrative
I haven't
was-
seen it, but did you feel like, God, this must have taken a long time to make?
Oh
exactly.
my
you,
God.
see, you see all the archive footage, you go, well, how come they had cameras at all these pivotal moments? Of his
Not only
life?
that, but like cameras in the cars zooming around the racetrack. It was actually it was really fun.
And then they had like footage of the pre-race meetings with all the drivers and stuff like that. That was
Yeah,
pretty
I have to
intense.
see it. It's on DVD.
And then at number 4 I've got Melancholia.
Making a lot of lists this year.
Yep. Number 3 Drive. Number 2 The Trip.
Oh,
It's
wow!
up there.
Still haven't seen that actually. It's wonderful.
Saw it. It was alright.
Yeah. It was alright.
I
I liked it
It
quite
was
a lot.
alright.
Because it was real funny, and it was funny, but I didn't feel like it was a film. Like I don't know what
Well,
the
because it's a TV series.
It's a TV series, and it felt
Yeah.
real. It didn't feel like it felt weird watching it in the cinema. I didn't feel like, oh, this was a great film. I thought that was funny, but I
Easily
think that
one
would
that
work
could have
better as
been
a
on
television
right.
series. Yeah, yeah,
Very expensive television series.
yeah.
And my number 1 film of the year is Weekend.
Was it the festival?
Weekend.
Which was at the festival, which is a UK film about a gay couple that meet
Oh, that's right.
one
Yes.
night and then how their relationship builds over one weekend. Yeah,
Wow, interesting top 10.
thank you.
There's, I think, maybe one in common with my own personal favourites, but that's what it's all about.
Melancholy.
It's your favourites.
I think for
Yeah.
the first time in quite a few years I don't have an animated film in the top 10.
Oh wow.
Neither did I. No.
The
All
Toy
year
Story
for
3
animation.
came out? That
No,
was
Toy
last
Story
year.
3 was
2010.
2010.
It would have been on the top list.
It was Cars 2 this year.
Didn't see it. Looked funny.
No.
Should I go then?
Yes,
I should go
Rajeev.
then. I unlike these two, I saw 17 films at the festival. I think you saw a combined total of 370 million.
Yeah, about that, roughly.
But
Give
I
or
didn't,
take.
give or take, right? But I didn't. I had a much less full schedule, so I only saw 17. Also, due to unfortunate circumstances in my life, I didn't really have heaps of money to see lots of films this year. But there were a few that stood out. I didn't really do a top 10, but Captain America was really up there.
Yes.
I know a lot of people seem to think that was a bit episodic and didn't quite fulfill what they were looking for, but I really enjoyed it. I really thought that Chris Evans nailed that character to a T. You
yeah.
know, like really got it.
That's a film.
I actually really enjoyed the montage-esque action sequence.
Yep.
I read a lot of people that didn't really like that. I thought that was quite cool, and
It was wicked.
it felt very period-esque, like serial styles. You know, like back in the 30s and stuff.
Cool. I'm looking forward to discussing that a little bit further on in the program with regards to our comic book movies. We'll wrap that up
Yep.
as well.
That was one. And X-Men First Class was up there. So these are very mainstream films that I really enjoyed. And then at the festival there was I forgot the name. Mary.
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
That's it.
Yes.
Mary, Martha, May,
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Yeah, I thought it took me a little while to get into it, but then I really got it, and I didn't quite know what was going on. Like you saw trailers and stuff, I thought, oh, is she kind of crazy, or was this a real thing that happened? But it was real, and I liked that ambiguousness about it. I thought that was really good, and it was well made and really well
The way
shot.
it was constructed over the two
Yeah.
different timelines.
That's
and the way
right, and then they cut together, and then at the
tension
very
that it got from that.
and then at the very end, you thought, what's going to happen? It was really really.
Is that when you saw, Chris? Or?
No, I still.
And I thought
Catch it this year when it comes out. If it comes out.
I thought it came out.
No, it hasn't
No,
come
it's
out here
not.
yet. No.
No, it hasn't come out yet. But she was good. What's her name? The
Elizabeth
other
Olsen.
twin. Not the twin.
Not a
the
twin.
sister. Younger. She's younger.
Younger.
Isn't she? Yeah, because the other one's like old and scary now. Bags under her eyes. Things going on. Is it? No.
Can't say I've kept up with what the Olsen watching.
But the really, and then I have to put in Hannah, which I only saw yesterday. Technically, this is 2012. And I really wish I'd seen it at a cinema because that film was kick-ass.
That
And
I managed to catch that at the
It was-
cinema, and that was definitely one of my
I
favorites.
really wish I'd seen it at the cinema because it would have been brilliant. All that music video cutting and all that guy. I still haven't seen Atonement because nothing in the promotion materials made me want to see it. But everyone I talked to says it's good, so I should really go back and watch it now that I've seen Hannah, which was fantastic.
I mean, I still haven't seen Joe Wright's Pride and Prejudice, but yeah, I've seen Atonement, The Soloist, and Hannah. It's sort of like that's a 2 for 3 batting average.
The thing about him is like the soloist, like nothing in the Atonement or nothing in the soloist promotional was like, I thought these look like crap films that I don't want to see. But Atonement, and I haven't actually heard anything good about the soloist really.
Soloist was alright, but it was not.
But Atonement, like everyone goes on about that one shot that's amazing.
The one tracking shot, yeah.
So I need to go back and watch that. So that was one. And this is a very haphazard list, but the top of my list, which I really don't think is on many people's list at all, is Fire in Babylon. There's a documentary at the film festival that blew me away, and nothing this year. The Muppets, surprisingly, I didn't think I'd get that emotional in the Muppets, but I did.
Yeah.
It was quite surprising how emotional it made me.
Well,
It was funny.
we're all three of us children of the Muppets.
I know, but I'm not really.
I'm not
the
really
Muppets,
either.
No? What?
The Muppets, I love the Muppets, but the Muppets were a bigger thing for people that grew up one generation back, right? The 70s.
They were a huge thing for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I watched them a lot, and I loved that show. I used to watch
Because
that
the
show with
Muppets
my
were on
mum.
repeat when we were
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. So I used to watch all of it, and I loved them. I did. I thought Kermit and the Rainbow Song, all that stuff. But I just that I saw that in 2011. So that's on my top 10 as well. I think now it snuck in, but it really had a huge impact on me. I was quite surprised. But Fire in Babylon, going back to Fire in Babylon, that's at the top because I watched that film because it was something I showed my dad the catalog, the film festival catalog, and he's a big cricket fan. And he saw that, and immediately that was the first thing he said. I want to see this. I'm like, what the hell? I hadn't even heard of it. So I read about it. I was like, oh yeah, the cricket documentary. Yeah, that seems kind of interesting. And then I saw it at the festival because I was ushering it. It wasn't something I chose to see, but that had the best audience reaction out of any film I saw at the festival. It was completely full Paramount Theatre. It was like a 500-seat cinema, right? 500, something like that.
Paramount, I'm not too sure. Actually.
Completely full. Not a massive cinema, but completely full. And everyone is cheering at everything in that film. Every single thing those guys had to go through. And like the Senna film, they managed to shoot... if no one's seen the film, it's about the West Indian cricket team in the 1970s, which is... I don't know, like a crazy thing to make a film about, but when you read it, when you watch it, you go, oh yes, this is a fantastic subject matter, because those guys had to deal with huge amounts of adversity, because they were, I don't know if anyone's seen the documentary, you want to see
I
it?
still haven't seen it.
But
it's one I keep meaning to see. There's so many films. Like, last year was my biggest year for watching movies, but there's still so many films that I kept meaning to see and never did.
There's too many, but they were seen as the Calypso cricketers, so they were like good for entertainment. They always lost, but they played with verve and heart, and people thought they were funny. And they got their asses kicked in Australia in 1974, and then they were like, the Sox, we need to step up a game. So they recruited fast bowlers like no one had ever seen in the world ever. Like it was made cricket really exciting. I mean, I used to play it as a kid, right? Shit.
It wasn't it like when we were kids, the West Indies were like the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean they had a 15-year a winning streak. No one beat them for 15 years. And this is made quite clear in the documentary. They're amazing and they were cool. Like, there's nothing cooler in the West Indian cricket team. In the 1970s, these guys were sporting like awesome like afros and cool, awesome black guy mows and stuff. Whereas every other team was full of Brits and South Africans and Australians that had mullets and handlebar mows and looked awful. Like there's like clips in Fire and Babylon where these guys are in Britain and everyone's being racist towards them. The media, they're being told
they're a little country from who God knows where.
Yeah, but they were being racist. I mean, they were just like there was a South African in the British team at the time, and he said, "I'm going to make them grovel." And there was like there's like a scene in the documentary like grovel, 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 and like all the dudes they're all in their 50s and 60s now, but they still look good. They just look real young and they've kept themselves fit or something. But they're like that was not a thing for them to say. Like, and they showed them like beating the crap out of the team in like 1981. I can't remember what year it was, 1970 something. But that guy, like the dude that said they were going to make them grovel, like there were shots of him afterward, bruises all over his body. So that movie made because I'm a minority too and had my fair share of ethnic slurs against me. That really it struck a chord, and I was just like, that's still up there. Like I still think about it, and that's like a weird film. It's like a documentary about cricket, but that's it. Something that touched you,
Those films that
and the audience reaction, like that's a big thing.
Yeah,
too,
I mean, sometimes the best films are the things that you have no expectations going in. We have no idea about them before you see them, and then it's...
Yeah, no one would have said that to me. Like, if the beginning of the year is like, you'll watch a documentary about cricket and you'll think it's amazing.
Chris, you'll watch a documentary about motorsport. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, Andrew.
Yes, well, I mean, I've already posted my favourites on the blog, but I think I had like 15 in the end, maybe. I'll try and remember them off the top of my head. True Grit.
Oh, yeah.
Which I know made a lot of lists the previous year, 2010, but it didn't actually come out here until early 2011.
It was really annoying because I love westerns and I had to wait, and I did.
Wait.
That was my
list. I think that came out February.
Yeah.
February 2011. So just in time with the Oscars. Blah blah blah. Also, If God Is Willing and The Creek Don't Rise. Spike Lee's
The Levees broke.
second 4-hour documentary on New Orleans. I saw that at the Documentary Edge Festival. I was going to see a whole bunch of films there, but that was the only one I actually managed to go and see. And I saw that with about 5 other people in the cinema. It was a bit of a shame because
I didn't go.
Amazing documentary.
I think that festival though has too much.
Too much over too short a period
it's
of
such
time.
a short
and a lot of the films only get either screened once, maybe.
Well,
twice,
I mean, I can understand why. If God Is Willing and The Creek Don't Rise was only screened once because it's 4 hours long, so it's kind of difficult. But yeah, they only have like 1 or 2 screenings for each film. From what I understand, they're looking at rejigging how the festival works, the documentary festival works this year. So that'll be interesting. And there's already been a few interesting documentary films confirmed for that. I'm hoping something like Corman's World will play there.
Yeah,
which would be fantastic.
but that's still being made, right?
I've read a couple of.
No, sorry,
reviews.
no, I'm getting mixed up with the Coralco Canon film. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was on there. Also, X-Men First Class and Captain America, making my blockbusters for the year. Yeah. The Tree of Life.
Still haven't seen.
Which is a divisive film, I know.
I know when we went and saw the Thin Red Line when we were very young, and we came out of the cinema, and I thought that was nice. I thought it was a bit long, but everyone else said it was boring, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of boring and long. But
well, that's also because we were like 15?
We were 12 or 15 or something.
Yeah.
And I thought it was good, but I thought it was long, and then I watched it again much later, and I thought, oh no, this is actually very good. It's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'd also earlier seen Saving Private Ryan,
which
is
same year as
which is what you want as like a 13-year-old for a war film. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's Terrence Malick though. Like everything he does is good.
Yeah, like I saw The New World when that came out when I was in the UK, and it was amazing. Sorry, my hay fever is acting up. And then last, oh god, was it 2010 or 2011? The Embassy had a screening of Badlands.
Yes, right.
Which was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
that was good.
Which was a phenomenal type of film.
I didn't see that.